Hi, and welcome to this edition of Commissioners Chat. Today I'm joined by the President of the Board of County Commissioners in Frederick County, Mr. Blaine Young, who happens to be the founder of the Rural Counties Coalition, of which Allegany County is a member. Welcome, sir. Good to see you.
Welcome, Mr. President.
I tell you, Blaine, the Rural Counties Coalition has been around for about 2 years so far, but it's made tremendous leaps and bounds. What were you thinking when you created the coalition?
Well, I was just thinking that we'd all get together for breakfast and over a plate of crepes. Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
But no, if you remember, we were at McKay, Maryland Association of Counties, and I thought that would be a good idea that all the presiding officers, the presidents of Garrett, Allegany, Washington, Frederick, and Carroll would get together and just see whether or not there were some common issues that we could work on. We found out quickly that there were a lot of issues that we all cared very much about: Planned Maryland, the septic bill, also everything dealing with stormwater, the rain tax. So we had breakfast. We struggled with finding a good breakfast place. If you remember that, Mr. President.
I do remember, and just remember in the future, sausage, bacon, and eggs, not necessarily crepes and orange juice.
Well, but hey, it was a good breakfast because 4 of the counties agreed that this was a good idea. Allegany County, the charter county, agreed to put in $5,000, as did the other 3 counties, and we started out with a budget of $20,000. We had 2 legislative consultants that helped us get off the ground, and from there we've grown from 4 to 10. And we've had a legislative consultant. I believe off the top of my head there was 9 bills that we weighed in on, and 4 of them were successful.
Correct. Yes.
And it was all about, as you would say, having a voice and a seat at the table, the family table. So there's 24 jurisdictions that weigh in Annapolis, with 23 counties in Baltimore City. And we just wanted to make sure that the rural counties had a voice and a seat at the table. And as you know, Mr. President, as being the chairman and the president of the Rural County Coalition, you've had the opportunity to meet with the Speaker. You've had the opportunity to meet with the President of the Senate. You've had the opportunity of meeting with the chairman or chairwoman of many major committees, and we never had a voice like that.
Well, I think that it's an important thing to mention, sir, that an organization that's just 2 years young, to be able to meet with the leadership in Annapolis says something. There was some question about MACO. What exactly did you all do with an MOU with MACO?
Well, there was a concern that this organization was trying to undermine or circumvent the purpose of MACO.
Okay.
Every county that is a member of the Rural County Coalition is a member of the Maryland Association of Counties. To ease that concern going into the 2nd year, as you know, we sat down with the leadership of MACO and said that we would like to create a memorandum of understanding that we're here to complement MACO and to focus on the rural concerns of the rural counties. So anytime MACO takes an opinion, we don't take an opposing view. If they take no opinion, then we weigh in on it. A prime example would be an area that typically we would not delve in, but it was so important to our jurisdictions, and that would be the gun bill. Okay. MACO said that they're not getting involved. Obviously, there is a big difference of opinion between the urban counties and the rural counties, and MACO is made up of every county, so they said we're not getting involved. Well, the rural counties were rural counties.
Yeah.
And this is an area that we wanted to make our voices heard, because our constituents, our residents, obviously we're not happy with the one-size-fits-all piece of legislation because the rural counties, obviously with hunting and Second Amendment rights and responsible gun ownership, did not feel that this was a need for them, so we weighed in on it.
Okay. Is the Rural Counties Coalition a partisan group, or?
No.
No, it's not.
I think it was stereotyped in the beginning as that. But no, we have counties. Dorchester County is a majority Democrat county in terms of the representation. It's got to do with rural issues. Obviously, we have to battle, our legislators battle, our senators, our delegates that represent us to get what they can for us. We're here to assist them, to showing up at committee meetings, speaking in a favor or opposed to pieces of legislation, allowing our legislative consultant to help them in whatever way possible, and then also arm them with any information that may be helpful. So again, it's about just strengthening the voice at the table. First of all, having a voice at the table. As you know, again, people are wondering what are the Rural Counties Coalition up to in terms of the governor's assistance. Periodically, I'll ask you as the president what the Rural Counties Coalition is up to. So, I like to see this organization grow from 4 to 10 to hopefully 15, and then even there are certain counties like Howard County and Montgomery County. While their counties are urban in nature, there are rural pockets, and some of those counties are represented by county councils that have legislative districts that are rural. So this could be an opportunity for maybe a segment of that county to be part of the Rural County Coalition, because the person that may represent that legislative district as a county council have rural needs in nature.
Okay. I understand that every of the 10 counties that have joined, it's been a unanimous vote. And I know that when we're actually taking the show on the road, talking to the actual commissioners or council members, it's very, very important that we get 100% buy-in from the county. I understand that there's 4 other counties that are interested in becoming members.
Sure.
And I understand that I keep on throwing out that we need to get to 17. So we can be the lean, mean 17.
Yeah.
And
the opportunity's there.
so it's definitely a good thing, and I appreciate.
But if you remember, there was 4 counties, and then there was a lot of counties on the fence because they thought, what is this organization about? Are these a bunch of troublemakers? Sure that we were there to make our voices heard, but we were there basically to fight for what was right. And we went from 4 to 10. We were able to get a memorandum of understanding with McKay, and as we go to summer conference in Ocean City, hopefully that we'll be able to talk to some of the counties that were thinking about it on the cusp after we've presented this positive movement and then the association with McKay, that we go from 10 to 14 to possibly even as high as 17.
Well, one of the things that the coalition has published is an annual report. And in that annual report, one of the things that I'm very proud about is that the transparency that this organization is dedicated to. Each county that is an actual member of the coalition appoints one of their commissioners to our board of directors. That board of directors then nominates and then elects the chairman for the year. Today in Allegany County, Commissioner Young is here to give this annual report to my fellow commissioners, but we've together been to Washington County. We're planning on being in Cecil County, and we've been to Carroll County.
Yep.
And we think it's very important that we meet with every single member county, so there's actually some form of the ability to give justification for belonging to the Rural Counties Coalition, and then more especially to give those citizens in each of those counties the ability to ask questions and find out exactly why the commissioners think this is an important role.
Well, I thank you for your leadership, the amount of miles that you have put on the road. I thank Allegany County for being a charter member in terms of being a full equity member as much as Frederick or Washington or Carroll, and also for you all taking care of the administrative duties, managing the bank account and making sure that all the appropriate tax paperwork has been filed. And then, of course, a shout out to Reagan Cherney of Frederick County, who, we said, hey, whatever assistance you need as chairman, Reagan will assist with minutes and setting up the meetings and, making sure that, that you basically have an executive assistant as chairman also.
It's really worked well, and I consider the coalition like the body, and every member is part of the body, and there's always important parts. So each county puts up what they can you know, one of the things that is an interesting thing is we're not really worried about the money issue. I mean, how many organizations will say that it's not about the money as much as it is about the name and having the representation of those elected officials? Because truly down in Annapolis, it's strength in numbers.
Yep.
And that certainly has shown by the administration asking about the coalition, and then the ability, as you had mentioned, about the many different meetings within leadership. So is there anything that you see on the horizon that the coalition needs to look at for possibly this upcoming?
Rain tax,
Rain tax.
the stormwater bill. There's a huge movement. Obviously, the rain tax has upset folks in many different ways, even in the urban jurisdictions. And I look for the rain tax and the stormwater and the WIP, all part of the Chesapeake Bay proposal from our governor to respond to the Clean Water Act, the executive order signed by the president. I look at that as being a major issue in Frederick County. It's a $1.8 billion price tag. Our county budget's only $516 million, and they want $1.8 billion. So I look at that as being a major issue in this next legislative session. And, you know, I think also the proof's in the pudding if you look at the bank account of the Rural Counties Coalition. You know, there's $16,000 in the bank. All of our counties are conservative in nature in terms of fiscally conservative, regardless, not even looking at the party representation. And we have managed the money of the Rural Counties Coalition very effectively and efficiently.
Well, there's definitely a lot of good things that are in this annual report, and we appreciate you coming and presenting to the Allegheny County Commissioners and then also to our actual citizens. So thank you very much. We appreciate your commitment to the coalition, and Allegheny County will be here to stand up next to you and sing the praises of the coalition and just having a respectful conversation at the seat of Annapolis.
And thank you for your leadership.
Certainly, certainly. Well, this concludes Commissioners' Chat. We thank you very much for listening in on ideas and interests that are in Allegheny County, and we will see you soon. Thank you.